Welcome to Powercoat Music. In this video, we're going to talk about the Roland INTEGRA-7's Motional surround sound functionality. If you've ever had the opportunity or you're trying to get the opportunity to score movies, TV shows, or video games, then you know that having the ability to work in surround sound is a must. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what that means to you, and then we're going to show you exactly how to do this with the Roland INTEGRA-7. So grab your coffee, sit back and relax, and stay with me through this video because we have a lot to cover. One of the reasons why I saved up and purchased my Roland INTEGRA-7 was because of its ability to create and manage surround sound. The unit's Motional surround feature allows you to control not only the left and right panning of audio signals, but also the depth of those same audio signals. The bottom line here is that you can create an audio sound field with depth and spaciousness. Let me also add that, of course, the INTEGRA-7 also supports 2-channel output with 5.1 surround sound. Okay. However, using the Motional surround functionality gives you the power to manipulate the spatial position of each sound part in the unit. Okay, for example, you can place a solo instrument nearby, and you can also then take the percussion section and place it at a greater distance. Well, what this does is this creates a sound field with greater depth. You can even create with this unit a perceptual space, okay? In this perceptual space, it can extend far beyond the actual speakers. Motional surround functionality adds a front and back dimension, enabling you to play sounds that you've placed in a soundscape with depth. We've talked about this, right? You can even specify the type and size of the room, which allows you to adjust the acoustics properly for the song that you're working on. Now, this ranges from an intimate room all the way to a large concert hall. Now, here's the really cool part, right? Is this effect can be applied also to external input signals as well. Right? So you can use it on audio tracks as well as other sounds in the INTEGRA-7. So here's the key. Now, Motional surround is best used with an iPad because the graphics are far superior than the interface, naturally, the small little tiny interface on the INTEGRA-7. So as you can see here, it's much easier to work with. So there is an iPad Integra app that you can download if you have an iPad, and then plug that into your INTEGRA-7, and this whole thing just even takes off to another level. It's way easier. So on your iPad, if you have this particular setup, which I'm going to show you, is you click the Motional surround button to turn it on. Select the room type and size for your environment or the environment that you would like to work with. And finally, you simply drag each part's icon to change the spatial position of that particular sound. Now, this part is really important. Let's stop for a minute and take a look at how Roland defines Motional surround sound and what that means to you. Now, we all understand that in everyday sounds, the direct sound that reaches our ears straight from the sound source is combined with reflected sounds that is bounced off various objects in our environment. The combination of these two types of sounds gives us a sense of distance between us and the sound source. Motional surround takes into account this state of the actual room. So it simulates the way in which these objects in the room reflect the sound. So this creates a 3-dimensional sound field. Now, in order to create the most realistic sound field, the INTEGRA-7 contains a processor that generates a sense of distance, reverberation, and directionality. This is one of the things that makes this unit very cool. Let's move on to how we actually create a physical sound field with depth for Motional Surround. Here's an example of how to use the INTEGRA-7's Motional Surround function for 5.1 channel surround output. Now you'll notice you want to place your speakers as shown in the illustration. Now to use the Motional Surround function, you must press the Motional Surround button on the front of the unit to turn it on. It's best, as you'll see when you're placing your speakers, to place the subwoofer at the same distance as the satellite speakers. Now, you also want to make sure that when you do this, the listening position is always at the center for obvious reasons. It's also important to note that Dolby Digital and DTS are not supported. You can also use Motional Surround with a 2-channel system, as we talked about previously. You just connect your speakers in the back of the unit to the A mix L and the mono R jacks. What I'm going to say next is important because it has to do with the perception of a sound image's location. It's important to note that the perception of the front and back location of a sound can differ between individuals. This is because the ease at which a person can tell where a sound is coming from can differ depending on the sound itself. For example, it's difficult to perceive the spatial location of certain frequency sounds or sounds that have very little harmonic content, such as a sine wave. On the other hand, it tends to be easier to determine the location of sounds with rich harmonic content, such as a distinct attack. Now here's the fun part. Let's look at how to actually use the Motional Surround on the INTEGRA-7. Press the Motional Surround button. The Motional Surround will turn on and the Motional Surround screen will appear. Use the part, right and left cursor buttons to select the part. The selected part number will be highlighted. Use the cursor buttons to specify the sound's panning. That is in regards to front, rear, left, or right. Here's how to make detailed settings for the ambiance effect and for each part. In the Motional Surround screen, press the Enter button. The Motional Surround Edit screen will appear. Use the right and left cursor buttons to select either the Common, Part, or Control tabs. And then use the cursor up and down buttons to select a parameter. Use the value dial to edit the settings. Finally, let's talk about one of my favorite topics in regards to the INTEGRA-7's Motional Surround, and that is how to apply Motional Surround to an external device. The first thing that you need to do is to connect an external device, such as a keyboard or drum machine, to the left and right inputs on the front of the INTEGRA-7. Next, what you want to do is to apply the Motional Surround to the external input. So what you have to do is you need to set the EXT part source select parameter to the input setting. Now let's look at exactly how to do this. On the front of the unit, press the menu button. The menu screen will appear. In the menu screen, use the right and left cursor buttons to select System and press the Enter button. The System screen will appear. Use the right and left arrow buttons to navigate to the Sound menu item. Use the up and down cursor buttons to select the EXT Part Source Select parameter and press the Enter button. Use the up and down cursor buttons to select the input parameter and press the Enter button. If you have a PC connected to the INTEGRA-7 via USB and you want to use the PC's audio as an external sound source, then you have to select the USB audio parameter and press the Enter button. Now, once that's done, on the INTEGRA-7, press the Motional Surround button on the front of the unit. The Motional Surround will turn on and the Motional Surround screen will appear. You will now see a part called EXT that you can move around. Well, that is it from me on this topic. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Let us know what you think about this video. Also, on your screen right now, click the subscribe button and join our group. We have new videos coming out every 7 to 10 days, and we'd love to have you be a part of our group. Also, while you're here at the channel, check out some of the other videos, listen to the music, and let us know what you think about that too. Thank you so much for stopping by. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you soon.